What are some of the things you're working on?
My biggest struggle was always with the driver.
Mm-hmm.
But and then when I get to the bigger irons, that's where
Struggle with the longer clubs.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's grab a 6-iron. Let's start with that. I like your golf bag. It's great. Have any swing thoughts going, or what you remember from last time you were here?
Not really.
Okay.
Because what I've been working on just keeping my head straight.
Keeping your head still.
And the actual upper body, so I don't get off. Otherwise, I just hit the ball on the top.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my biggest problem.
Okay.
But now, on the bigger irons, like for example, 8 pitching wedge, I can control it better.
Yeah.
Like where it goes. Like I can actually pretty not like steady, but like most times I hit it straight. But as long as I get with the longer irons, keep drawing me right all the time.
Okay. Okay. All right. One more shot. Martin, so the first thing that we looked at here was in your posture, trying to get you to stand a little bit taller, which we'll go through in a sec. And as we're looking at your video here, we can start to see that you've got a pretty good motion with your arms through the ball, but we don't quite get your right side rotating toward the target or pushing through toward the target. Your arms and wrist angles do a good job, but when your arms pass the middle of your body, we see this elbow stick out a little bit, and the grip ends up being a little too close to your chest. So what we're trying to do in this swing here is to feel as though that you can get your right side, that's your right knee, your right pocket in your pants, your right thigh, right hip, all the way over your left foot, and try to get it there before we get the club down to the ball or before the club comes through in the follow through. We're going to get that a little bit easier by changing up the posture a little bit. So again, unfortunately, the audio cut out in the middle of what I was demonstrating here, but the first thing is trying to get an idea of your posture. You can see here that I'm trying to feel as though that I set up with my back almost vertical to the ground, and I bend my knees to get down there, and that's going to help us get a little bit more in a taller, straighter posture. And in this sequence here, what I'm trying to do is understand a little bit about keeping the arms not so much wrapping around your body or outracing your turn. I'm talking here about trying to feel like my arms can get down in front of my chest, and my arms can really feel like they work a little bit more in sequence with my turn, rather than the arms going around me too hard. So we noticed in that last swing, or these swings you're making right here, as you're starting down, we want to try and feel like the body gets faced the target before the arms come through, rather than the other way around. So that midline of your body, or the zipper on your jacket, we're trying to get that to feel as though that it leads the way of the arms, so it turns to the left and turns to the target before the arms come through, just to try and resequence the pivot motion with your arm motion. Typically, before, we had trouble with the arms getting too active. They'd get too underplane, too shallow. They'll come in a little bit too close to the ground too early. And then if we did make good contact with it, the ball either had a fade or a pull to it. So we're trying to emphasize that from the backswing, taking a little bit of a longer backswing here, that you can start to feel like it's your body turning to the target. Notice how I'm trying to maintain the space between your right shoulder and your left arm. Trying not to let that left arm blast away from your shoulder too hard. As you can see here, we get into a much more turned position with the club, almost yet to hit the golf ball. And so through these swings here, we're trying to feel as though that what gets the arms to the finish is your body turning, not getting the arms there. The arms end up there, but they get there as a result of you turning your body forward. And that's your right side catching up to your left. We can see here that we get the right knee over the left shoe, a little closer to that left leg. That's a better posture. And as you start turning through from here, notice how I'm holding it back to let you start to drive your body first rather than pull down with the arms. Okay.
They're not there where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Because
Where are they supposed to be? Talk to me about that.
here,
Yep.
sometimes they're just out.
Right.
They're just gonna,
And that's partially because you're using your arms to swing across your feet. So the arm speed is vertical. It's not horizontal. All right. So when your arms get speed this way and then you turn, that's what throws them up here. So I want to feel like my arms stay below my chest. I take them up above my chest in the backswing. They get below my chest and they stay there. And it's why you see these tour pros take such big divots with all their golf clubs, because the energy is a downward thing. But the second that we change in that direction, it pulls it out of the ground. We've talked about trying to keep this back, and just trying to keep that back isn't enough unless we have something else we have to do. Okay? So feeling as though that you can get this going back into your backswing like this, the next move is trying to feel as though that your legs get long and your right knee gets over your left foot. Okay, so that we have to try and find a way to get the body tall and facing the target with the club still down here close to the ground. So it's not like I want you to slow down the golf club to get there. I just want you to feel as though that you're speeding up your body facing here. So I like to think of it like there's a big wall right here in front of me. Here's a big wall, okay? And I want to feel like I'm getting my body up against that wall as the club hits the ground. Okay? Body turns, gets up against the wall, club goes into the ground, and it's boom, that way. So if the arms are speeding past the golf ball like this, that's what's making the arms get high, but it also keeps you really low and bent, and we didn't get the speed out of that. I get a lot of speed from getting my body to stand up, right? That's not arms and hand speed, that's getting my legs into it. So the timing of it might be that you're trying to get your left leg straight by the time the club hits the ball, and right after that, the right knee touches the left knee. And all we do with that is, if we can get the lower body to finish its move, then everything above the lower body ends up going with it, right? But I think the biggest thing that we have at impact is this knee's too bent and that knee's still too far behind the golf ball. Make sense?
yep.
Just think of the legs. Let the club come through without any speed. We're not going to try and hit it far. I just want you to get the move right. Okay, I'm going to grab your jaws. 52. All right, and I want this to be a timing shot where you feel like the club hits the ball at the same time that the leg straightens. And if we do it in a slower motion, it's a little bit easier to get to. Okay, I'm trying to feel like my arms and hands are trying to thump the club into the ground that much. But because this is straightening me up, it pulls this out of the ground. Okay? The length of your backswing is totally up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable doing for this. Good. It's going to feel aggressive, like knee straight through the back of your leg. Hey, well done. Great shot. Ooh, well done. Keep going. Okay, come look. Well done. Okay, a little longer on the backswing this time. Good. One more time. Well done. Don't move. Like more forward and really get those touch. Good job. Way to go. One more time. Oops. Terrific. Like so good. Pitch. Same move. Okay, come look. Yep. Yep. I think that the club hit the ball, then you straighten the knee.
Yeah.
And it's almost going to feel like it's the other way around. Taller at setup. It's okay. Keep going. Yeah, in the cooler. Late. So once you feel like you've taken this club up as high as you can, try and figure out how am I going to straighten my knee from there. Like as early as you can do it. Taller. There you go. That's way better. Let's give it a little more backswing to get a little more distance out of it. Same timing. A little more backswing. Let's hit it off the ground. Try and get some divots in there. Okay, one more time. Crank it up to the top of your swing. Hold it up there. We're not going to hit it. I'm standing here. Okay. No, backswing. Take it all the way up. Okay. So the higher you can get your hands, the more time you have to line this club up at the ball. Okay, so start again. All the way down. Okay, take it up there again. Okay, good. So your face is looking at the ball, the shoulder's low under your chin, all that stuff's good, and we got this in a really good spot. You change the angle of the shaft by getting this higher. That's a great move. Start again. So take it all the way up one more time. Okay, good. And now come through into the finish. Where are we trying to go? Yeah. Okay, again. Okay, and through. Awesome. You hit the ground, didn't try to. I like it. Okay, let's hit one. me see your club. And so when I'm trying to work on these divots, or this ground contact, right, I always think of something in front of the ball like that tee, and now I forget about the ball. And all I'm trying to do is get into my knee snap, knee joining thing, and I'm trying to use that as my aiming point, right? And because I hit the tee, the ball got in the way of my shot. All right, so you can feel as though that, it doesn't have to be a tee. You can pick something out in front of the ground that's a bit of a different color and try and really feel like the club is going to drive into that thing. And that just keeps the club, working forward and down, and then that's the whole ball getting in the way. Okay? So you've got you're paying attention to where you're trying to get the club to hit the ground, and your intention is to have your left leg straight by the time that club hits the tee. Tall. Good. Flushed. Great job. Great job.